here heard of the Boston Strangler? I believe his name was Albert DeSalvo. I think he was going around in the 70s, and he was allegedly he had raped over, I don't know, something like 1,000 or 2,000 women, allegedly. I don't know if that's true or not. And then when he got tired and bored of doing that, he decided to murder them. And he did that by strangling them. And what he would do is he'd get behind them with a rope and put a rope around the neck and you know, strangle them. And then he'd have sex with their dead bodies. Okay? Now, I think before he got caught, he raped and murdered, I think, 12 or 13 women. And this guy, Albert DeSalvo, psychopath that he was, also, he was in the army. He was a boxer. He was a boxer in the army. And he was a rapist and a serial killer. And then one day he got caught. And what's interesting is that how many of you here think that you could defend yourself against Albert DeSalvo? Against the Boston Strangler, against Albert DeSalvo? Raise your hand.
A defense myself.
Yeah.
Enough to run?
Enough to survive, yeah. I mean, how many of you think you'd survive? Yes. I like you. That's great. The rest of you, why not?
I think we all kind of feel like we can fight it off a little bit, you know, just enough to get away. I don't know. You're in a situation. I mean, I'm not going to stand there and let him do it.
Sorry?
I think it's all a state of mind.
110%
If you're
correct.
in the state of victim, you will be aggressed.
100%.
You get
If you're
pumped.
not, you won't.
100%. I agree with that. I fully agree with that. How do you develop that state of mind? What does it take to be in that state of mind? Now, moment to moment in our daily lives, sorry?
Threat. Be threatened.
Yeah, moment to moment in our daily lives, we're walking around, we're not in a combative mindset. I'm not, and I do this for a living, and I don't walk around like, you know. So, what does it take?
Focus.
Besides that,
Self-esteem.
Believe.
confidence, self-esteem, paranoia. Well, paranoia. Who said paranoia? It takes paranoia. You gotta be paranoid. Yes and no. Now, what I did is I kind of painted a picture for you, and I gave you the psychopath's resume beforehand, and this is what your perceptions took that in and went, oh my God, what am I going to, you know, serial killer, rapist, boxer in the army, so on and so forth. But ironically, is when he was caught, they asked him and said, hey Albert, you know, did any of your victims ever get away from you? And he said, yeah, actually one did. And they said, well, what happened? And he answered, well, what he did is something along this extent, is he got behind one of his victims and he put his hand on her mouth like so, and he was going to drag her behind, and what she did is she bit his finger really, really hard, okay? And she bit his finger so hard that he got scared and he ran off. He took off. So it didn't take much, did it? Here's a guy who like allegedly raped and murdered I don't know how many people. He was in the army and so on and so forth. But a woman bit his finger, he got scared and he ran.